Interrupt until after the rain's gone. I am here with Soup, who has interrupted it massively. And
it's raining.
After missing Malaysia, it is raining here in Japan to make up for it.
Yeah, well, that makes qualifying less interesting, I suppose. If it starts like really coming down, then that's pretty much going to be your grid. Let's see. So there's one issue today. George has a qualifying ban, which means he can't. Well, he's not going to be able to participate in qualifying, but it also means that he can't take pole and then disconnect, because every time he's been on the pole position, he's disconnected. So I know. Actually, we forgot to mention the debutante. We've got a new driver here today driving the Sauber, as Nicolo has imploded and left. So we welcome Acorn 95 into his position, as Jamie has gone off at 130R.
Oh dear, I'm glad he didn't do that in ILR3. Oh wow, I had actually come off him to look at Acorn on the stream and missed him going into the wall, but you can see the end of the start of his spin.
He's doing his quali run on hard or mediums for some reason. It's interesting.
He does that. He doesn't take quali seriously. You should know this by now.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, hello. There's been a bit of contact between It's Me and Lio on qualifying laps there. Now, It's Me is absolutely miles ahead in the championship, but he can't quite win the championship today. Even if he wins today and Sam DNFs, there'll still be enough points to go to the next race, but for certain, it should be won in Austin or the following round. It's definitely not going to go to the last round.
No, I reckon Sam will have a massive resurgence in the last few races, I reckon. He will come back and he will get Renault that title, even if it costs him his driving license. The one he has in game. It will cost him that. He will be that aggressive, he will lose his super license.
Yeah, well, speaking of driving licenses, Paul McGuinness has had an accident in his actual Corsa this week. So he's had to be chauffeured around by Corey this week in his pink Micra that has been owned by VJ Malia. So we wish him all the best with his pink Micra.
Yeah, just hope you don't get caught out in the open with that. Definitely won't be caught in a pink Micra at all. I think I'd wear a completely new disguise if I was going out in a pink Micra. Scott seems to have gone off in the first sector though. Oh,
yeah, he's still used to front wheel drive. Okay, so let's see. Matt currently provisional pole, half a second quicker than Tom. Then there's It's Me, Billy, Lio, Carl, Sam, Corey, Luke, Matt, Scott, then Paul. Then we have a couple of DNFs in there: Andy, Ritson, and Acorn 95.
I think the bottom three. Well, Acorn obviously isn't qualifying because of
he's not qualifying today. Yeah,
but the other two, Ritson obviously disconnection issues, and Ginger Ali I think is just sitting there wondering what's he doing with his life.
No, he's coming out.
What? He's coming out now, is he?
Yeah, he is coming out now. But
he does have that.
He does have a 5-second penalty. Oh, hello. He's just hit. What the f? Oh, come on. Andy, explain yourself, man. But yeah, he's definitely not going to get a qualifying lap in now, but he does have a 5-second penalty carried over from the previous race, so that he has that added to his race time at the end of the race. But he will start last anyway, because I'm a little bit confused, to be honest.
You didn't get a penalty. I think he's starting in 16th, and I can't remember if Ritson got back in or not.
I think he did, just about.
If he did, then he's going to start behind Ginger Andy and front of Acorn.
Yeah, I'm just seeing people who are anyone still on laps or whatever. I think, well, Andy's given up at least. I mean, yeah. Let's just go back to Callum and see if he's on a lap that could improve, maybe. I know he only needs about... He's less than a tenth behind or he might be exactly a tenth behind Tom there. Oh, Ritson has joined back. Let's see how long he lasts. We're coming down to 130R.
He ain't spun.
Yeah, let's see. It is raining, but like they've just about got through qualifying until or after it starts to get a bit wet. I think. Oh dear, Callum came very close to the wall there, and nope, can't improve. So Matt takes pole today.
Slower than that actual time, than his qualifying time.
Yeah, I saw that on the steering wheel.
Even though the track is getting wetter and greasier by the minute.
That is impressive.
Whew, imagine what time.
So he's done a 21.1 in changeable conditions. Is what we're saying there.
Yes, basically, Callum is looking quick, and quick is he looking.
So that's qualifying over.
No, we've got one driver left.
Do we?
We've got Luke.
Oh yeah, we do, Luke. Oh dear.
Qualifying goes over, we don't have to watch Luke no more. Can he pull
He's got a new
himself into the
teammate
top
to deal
10?
with.
Will the outscoring of his teammate finally end in this race? The streak for Luke.
Let's see. I don't know if he's on the lap, but let's see if he comes across the line.
He is on his lap, but...
Oh, he's gone 10th, into the top 10.
Well, I
snatched it off Corey.
I mean, I would have preferred to stay in 11th, to be completely honest, on that new set.
Oh yeah, he doesn't get tyre choice now.
But, you know, did go get 10th faster than Corey. Obviously, you'd want that against your rivals, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's just handed the Force Indias the prime seats for the start of the race.
Tactical masterclass from Force India there.
What was Luke possibly thinking? Like, his competitive spirit got the better of him there.
And now he has to start on probably really worn super softs.
Yeah. That was a bit of a disaster from Luke.
Even if he did go quicker, still a disaster. Right, well, we're about to get underway. I have to see if it's a wet start or not. No, absolutely beautiful day in Japan.
That is a shocker.
So, get ready for the formation and lap. Predictions, Brandon?
A Renault will be in the wall.
Which one is the question?
To be honest, with the running luck of the second half of the season, it could be either.
That's true.
It really could be either. I think it's just the
Well,
commentators'
Ritson has had a
curse.
brilliant debut because he's out. He's already left. So, brilliant debut.
Doing Ferrari proud, failing to start at Japan.
He's got back. He might still be able to start. But let's see how long he lasts there. So Matt will lead the formation lap around Japan. We have a Red Bull on the front row today alongside Tom in the Renault. Then we have Callum in the other Red Bull in P3, Billy in P4. And we have Lyo in P5 in the Haas. Then we have Sam in the other Renault in P6. Carl in the other Haas P7. Then we have Scott in the first of the Ferraris in P8. Matt is in P9 in the Williams, and Luke runs at the top 10 in the Sauber. All these guys will start on the tyre they qualified on. Then we move to the Force Indias. We have Corey in P11 and Paul McGinnis at P12. Completely different strategies between them there. Corey on the super softs, Paul on the mediums. Then we have Joker in P13, the man who crashed during qualifying. Then we have George who had a quali ban but still ends up qualifying ahead of 4 people in the Williams there. Then we have Jamie, who's been the only one disqualified from the formation laps thus far. Then we have Andy in P16, always known for his drives up through the field, so we'll see how he gets on today. Then we have Ritson, who has joined back. Let's see if he makes the start. And our debutant today, down the back on the soft tyres, is Acorn 95 in the Sauber. Brand new teammate to Luke. Let's see how the inter-team battle goes for the rest of the season.
Looks to be Ritson is in the garage. His car does not look to be setting out onto the grid. Might be race over.
Total Wolf banging his fist there.
Toto?
Oh, wrong team!
Toto?
Wrong team! Go back!
I didn't realise him and Mauricio had swapped teams.
Absolute disaster from me there. I was sorry, see, I was thinking of him last season, what I remember in the Mercedes, so I still have that in my mind.
I mean, Ginger Andy's in 16th. That classifies as a
close
total
enough.
disaster.
Oh god, no, yeah, you didn't. Anyways, moving on from that absolute disaster. Going on to the grid now. Matt will lead into the first grid slot right there facing towards turn 1. I can't see how turn 1 is going to go well, if I'm honest. Double right. I'm sure it is. Well, we're waiting for just Acorn to come into his position there, and he is in his position, and we will go for the start of round 16 of the ILR2 season. The lights go red. And it is lights out and away we go. Matt gets away well, all even off the front row it looks like. Running down to turn 1, we got one of the McLarens going around the outside of It's Me into turn 1. So it'll be Billy into P3. It looks like they're all getting through relatively cleanly. I'm very surprised. So nobody has gone off so far. They all make it through turn 1 very cleanly. Matt leads, Tom second, Billy third, It's Me fourth, Flexi P5, Lyle in P6, voice crack from me, Carl in P7, Matt in 8th, Corey in 9th, and Scott will be 10th. So Corey made up a couple of positions there, and Luke dropped down a couple there as well. So all very clean so far. As I say that, Andy has spun it.
The second half of the season has been shambolic for Andy in his start.
We have a move for P2. There's Billy going around the outside of the hairpin there, trying to get past Tom, so he's really trying to make his tracks. Gets the cutback on the way out, so Billy should get that move done. We're going to be side by side down towards Spoon Corner. Let's see, Tom on the inside, Billy on the outside. He's going to switch to the inside perhaps. He try and move? Yes, he will. Poke his nose in. Tom goes wide. So that'll maybe give him a chance down towards... Oh, he's lost the rear end there. So now here comes Sam getting involved in this little battle then. So running down to 130R. Will anybody try and move? I don't think so. Nobody's close enough. DRS not enabled this lap. Of course, we are going to see Scott and Luke perhaps going side by side into 130R. No, not quite. And there's going to be a huge crash at 130R. Oh my God! There's been a massive accident at 130R. George involved. We have Scott involved, and a couple of others involved. That was a massive crash.
And here I thought the Joker had almost saved back completely.
Yeah, well, Scott instigated it, lost it on the artificial grass. And can we just say Corey's up to P6 after one lap, so he's made up. He started down in 11th, I think. So let's move on to the... Let's see if we can find the position changes. Yeah, Corey up 5 positions from his starting position. Acorn up 4 down there in P14 after all of that shenanigans. And I think Andy is already out of the Grand Prix.
Dear Toto will definitely be banging his fist in frustration, and this time for the right reasons. That sounds really wrong to Mercedes.
Well, Matt's pulled almost a 2-second lead over Tom now. Tom got a bit of a gap as well to Billy, but now I think Billy's getting under pressure from Callum. Flexi in there, and he's going to have Corey right with him now. So Corey really making tracks through the field. So good pace from the Force India today.
I mean, I was confused originally why he's decided to start on the super softs instead of going on to like the softs or the mediums, like a lot of the other people outside the top 10 would have done. But he's shown so far that he's definitely making the most of those super softs, and might be the right strategy for him.
He's about to line up Flexi for a pass, actually, so we could see DRS has enabled this lap. Here comes Corey on Sam into turn 1. This could get a little bit messy. Sam leaves him on the room on the inside. Corey may make this move work. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1 and will get into P5. Sam's still on the inside, though, so in through this right and left, they've made a little bit of contact, and Sam's going to lose out there. They got a little bit of a kind of a side pod little glitch there. Tyres got entangled, and I don't know how Sam held on to that. Fair play to him, but he's dropped down to 7th as a result, with Corey now into 5th, and he can chase after Callum in P4. The top 4 have broken away a little bit, and Tom now has definitely reeled in Matt in that last lap. He's now within DRS range. The gap was 2 seconds, is now 1 second. So let's see how this gets on. Let's see something going on in the background. Carl and Corey went side by side for a little while there. I think perhaps Luke might be getting involved in this very shortly. little bit of battling going on down here for 10th as well. We got Paul McGuinness and Lyle getting themselves involved with each other down there. So the only people who haven't gained or lost positions are the two Matts and Tom.
It's been a good start in terms of the battling and just everyone being able to be so close to one another. And I think the battling hasn't really hurt anyone too much. The gaps have stayed relatively close to one another still, even with all the battling. I think Corey definitely has definitely jumped up the most and has had probably the best start he could have possibly thought of at this moment. It's just whether or not he can make use of this clean air, try and shrug off the pressure from Carl behind him, and see if he can make moves into that top four with the train just up ahead.
Yeah, and of course, once the guys up here start battling each other, then this will benefit Corey to allow them to catch up, and they are going to battle very shortly, because Billy and Tom are getting very close to one another. Callum's trying to get himself involved there as well, so. It's gonna get tasty, let's say, in the next few laps, or coming up to the first stops. So Tom's definitely gaining in that second sector from what I can see. He seems a lot more happy in the second sector there, the more twisty kind of section, you could say. But he's gonna be looking in his mirrors to see this big orange McLaren lining him up as well. And Corey definitely gaining time.
Ooh,
the gap
it's
was...
me. It's me.
It's me.
Billy. Oh, Billy. What?
Whoa. No, definitely not. He's miles away.
Whoa, no.
Massive lag.
You did not just what? He was alongside Billy going up that straight. That was definitely lag from Billy, because Billy has just teleported way up in front again.
But a yellow flag in sector 3, so that's obviously somebody spun somewhere, but it's withdrawn. So then we carry on. And
Paul McGuinness managed to save himself from damage, though he must have done just a massive slide on 130R.
Yeah, Corey is massively reeling in Callum there. He's gone from 2 seconds to 1.2 behind. So this is a real good showing from Corey today. I think it was his last win in the British Grand Prix, if I'm right.
It was, I believe, yes. Just he hasn't had the best of second halves of the season. Filled with raging.
Hard to believe, but this time last year he was fighting for the title in ILR1. Fighting with not Paul McGuinness, Michael Davis, and that went down to the last race. Unfortunately, this season is not going to go down to the last race, but I think it's definitely closer than it was last season, because I think the championship was won by something ridiculous, like 120 points last season. So it's
down the
definitely
inside
got
Flexi on Carl. Oh,
nice
that
move.
was a beautiful move down in Spoon.
Slick.
Oh.
Now Luke might capitalise here, so he's going to get in the slipstream of the Haas. No moves made up front just yet. But let's see Luke. Oh, he's had to check up there from the Haas. He's trying to go around the outside. He's trying to do a Hulkenberg around the outside of the chicane. If he can make this work, that is a lovely move. He's had to cut the chicane a little bit. But that was a brilliant move. It's not quite done yet as Carl barges his way back past again. So the Sauber will have DRS, however. So, well, also Carl does as well from the DRS detection point. So the Haas has better straight line speed, it looks like. So he's had to give up. Sam's gone massively wide. He's going to lose those 2 positions again as he gives Luke the position there just about. So Sam made the positions and lost them about a couple of corners later.
He'll definitely need to get rid of those mistakes if he wants to continue on this fight for the title, because he's still in it mathematically. He's just not getting the results at the moment on Callum. And I think that's hindering him.
Oh, Corey's got past. Corey's got past Callum.
Ooh.
Into P4.
Callum has dropped off massively from the other top 3. Because he was following them in that train before the Billy lag incident. Has he got any damage? He doesn't seem to have any.
Just right on board. He doesn't seem to. There might have just been a bit of a half spin or something like that. We have flag in sector 1. It is Scott who's lost it.
He's not having the... he's lost it again. And he's just spun it again. Grass in your tyres around Japan is deadly. It costs you a lot of time, and you can't. And once you lose the car here, if you can regain the car, you've got to be very careful coming back on, because as I found out in ILR3, you got grass on them tyres, you're just going to spin the next corner and the next corner and the next corner. You're not going to recover as quickly as you would in other tracks, because there's not as many straightaways. There's always a corner here, there and everywhere in Japan.
Yeah, well, the top three are still sticking together. Nobody's been able to make a move yet, but Billy's just lurking behind. Corey can now use this clean air to just see if he can catch up to the top three. It's me still sticking with him. Carl just trying to hold off Luke currently. Lyle trying to make himself known to Sam. Matt kind of on his own in P10, Jamie's in P11 there, Paul in P12, Acorn P13, George P14, Scott P15, Joker P16, and Ritson down in 18th. Well, it'll be 17th technically.
It's Me has regained his position back on Corey. I think in the Degners, Corey must have made a mistake, same as It's Me did, I think, the previous lap, which is why he got past, and I think both of them was pressurising one each other to mistakes, which is just costing a big time to the top three.
Yeah, definitely. So, mistakes all around for these guys. So still following this slipstream train up the front between Matt, Tom and Billy. It's coming through the last chicane there. Let's see who gets the better run. DRS section is down this straight, the home straight. So, well, Tom will have DRS as well. But Matt is just holding himself at such a distance that it has little to no effect. So he's doing a great job to stay where he is. Carl kind of holding off a couple of people there. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That's Scott off again. He's having a disaster down there, really, under the bridge. So keeping an eye on proceedings. Tom has had a very poor run up the top of the hill there, so let's see. Billy's definitely looking in the mirrors now, trying to find a shallower line, so there's definitely going to be a move made here shortly, but of course these guys battling will allow Matt to break away, so this will be an interesting one. He's diving down the inside of the hairpin, and he's maybe trying to force him wide. That was a bit of argy-bargy stuff there, and Billy gets into P2 as a result of all that, and as well behind, It's Me and Corey getting more and more involved with each other.
There was a yellow flag. Oh, Acorn lost both his front wings. There was a yellow flag. It's actually 1-2. Acorn's lost both ends of his front wing. Not exactly the most graceful of debuts from him. He was trying to keep it quiet, and it's turned out to be not as quiet as he'd like.
No, not quite. So I'd have to assume that the super softs that were coming into this pit stop window very shortly, Brandon. I'm starting to see blisters on Tom's tyres on the front left and right, so well, I say exactly on the pit stop window. In comes Corey for his stop onto the medium tyres. So this is when people are starting to begin their pit stops here. So Corey's going to come out, is going to get passed by Paul. Paul will be stopping later on in the race for probably a set of supers. So out comes Corey in P12. We do have a little bit of a train going on here between Luke, Sam and Lyo. Flexi trying to get past Luke here. This is for P6 in the Grand Prix. Let's see if he can get past. He's definitely got a blister on that left-hand front, so we'll have to see if he's going to be able to get the front to bite in as much. Definitely won't be able to. Blisters on everybody's tyres, pretty much. Everyone's really pushing these super softs to the limit, and Scott is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. He has gone off in sector 2, I think that is.
He lost on the first
just before the bridge.
Couldn't save it.
Degner. Yeah. So Tom beginning to challenge Billy again, so this could get into another tasty one.
I'm sorry, that little Degner just caught me so off guard.
Sam has slipstreamed past Luke towards 130R. That was no DRS needed in that one. And in comes Billy for his stop, and let's see what he goes on to. So McLaren out ready for him. So this is trying the undercut versus the guys up front. He's trying to undercut Tom, I'd assume. So onto a set of medium tyres for the McLaren. This will put It's Me into P3, Carl into P4, and Luke into P5 as a result. So Tom's going to really have to push this lap to make sure that he keeps himself in front of Billy. But I can see the wear on that left-hand front. It's got this massive, massive blister down the middle. So he's really been pushing those tyres very, very hard indeed. And after all this, well, Jamie has started on medium, so this has put himself and Paul into P6 and 7 respectively. So Jamie's up 9 positions from where he started.
Jamie had shown in ILR3 he has pace around here. In Japan, Jamie seems to have outshone himself compared to every other performance he seemed to have done this season in ILR2. In just one ILR3 race, he has already got his first podium in ILR, and ILR3 doesn't have
almost got pole.
Yeah, he had pole for like 5 seconds, but the fact that in ILR3 hasn't got exactly the slowest drivers. Some of these are easily ILR2 caliber when they're in their good moments. ILR1, definitely Parga with his recent pace has shown he's just rapid at the moment, and he's showing his pace. And I think it's just the levels are just so weird, like in between classes, because they're so mixed. I think
I'm trying to see. This is going to be tight between Billy and Tom. Billy's jumped him. So your race leaders came in while we were chatting away there. So Tom has come out. He's come up behind Corey, interestingly. So Corey really made that undercut work. He's gone in front of Tom. Billy has made that work as well. He's gone in front of Tom as well. Matt has come out just about in front of Billy. It's Me stayed out. Carl has stayed out. And do you know, these guys are going to be coming in probably this lap, which means that your race leader, the race leaders will be Jamie and Paul McGuinness. Should be, at least.
Like we were saying, Jamie has pace.
Well, they do have Matt and Billy closing in at a very, very rapid rate. They're about 1.3 behind.
Yes, but their secret weapon is that they have Paul. And what is Paul known for at the moment? His trains.
Yeah, and all aboard the McGuinness train, eventually.
And being reversed into.
by Volkswagen Golfs. In comes Callum for his stop. And Carl should follow. No, Carl's going to stay out, actually, so he's going to lead the race. Followed by, this will put Jamie into P2, with Paul McGuinness in P4, who's beginning to form the mythological Paul McGuinness train. So where is It's Me going to come out? He's going to come out. Will he come out in front of Tom? No, he doesn't. So Tom has made the undercut work and is essentially, well, actually not really, but It's Me has come out behind Tom, and quite a ways behind Tom as well, so that really didn't work for him. But now Tom is beginning to challenge Corey for P6. Billy right up behind Matt as we see the train beginning to form, with Jamie just in front in P2 and Carl leading the Grand Prix in P1. So he's really trying to eke out the super softs very, very long, but he must be on the limit right there. He's very close to puncture territory on that front left. I'd have to wager.
Carl staying out this long, he obviously knows what strategy he wants to go on. It's just
the longer trying on one stop.
The longer you stay out, obviously the better you're going to be on your second stint, because you're not going to be as much at the end. But him staying out so long has already hindered him massively in terms of time to the other people he's battering. And do you want to risk your position, or do you want to risk your grip at the end?
That's very true. So he's obviously wants to make sure he has a quick second stint. But of course, all of this train is helping, as because Billy is about to make a move for the net race lead. Into the chicane they go, side by side, trying a Hulkenberg. He shoved Matt to the side, and through goes Billy into what is essentially the lead of the Grand Prix. Carl has come in. Jamie now leads the Japanese Grand Prix in the Toro Rosso, followed by Paul McGuinness. I think Paul McGuinness. Yeah, Paul McGuinness there, and then Billy is in P3 with Matt P4, Corey P5, Tom P6. It's me P7 with Sam setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on soft tyres. So at least he's getting something out of this. Paul McGuinness with a massive tank slapper going through the chicane, or the left and right handers there. So now this is going to be a very, very tasty battle, as Paul is renowned for parking the bus. And when he goes off the track there into the gravel, oh my god, he's had a huge crash. That is the biggest commentator's curse I've ever put on anyone. So,
he's escaped it.
It's me goes, sorry, not it's me. Matt passes Billy once again into P2, so there's obviously a problem somewhere there. But now we're getting into a very, very interesting territory of the race. Jamie is just about 9/10 of a second clear of Matt. He will have to make a stop eventually, so he's obviously going to go a long way into this Grand Prix on these medium tyres. These guys will not need to stop again. But they have managed to clear Paul McGuinness, so let's see how fast they managed to clear. Jamie.
If I can't believe that pole spin.
Yeah, that's amazing. Tom's trying a move on Corey into the chicane. This is a very common place to do it. Around the outside, can he make this work? Yes, he can.
Wow.
And here, I think this could be the move for the lead down the main straight. Look at the speed in the Red Bull versus their sister team Toro Rosso. Shouldn't be able to make a move there. So coming through, the long right-hander. Let's see. Well, Jamie's on 14 lap old mediums. Matt is on about 2 lap old mediums. This shouldn't really be a contest, but there's not really a place to make a move through this section, so he's gonna have to stick behind and wait for the next opportunity in the next section. But of course, waiting so long will allow Billy to catch up, and Tom as well. It's me trying to make his way back through as well, so it's going to get very interesting.
Jamie is doing one hell of a favour for just for everyone.
Goes defensive into the hairpin. He's going to try and go around the outside, and Billy's going to come. Oh, he's going to try. Gets the nose almost taken off him. But here we go towards Spoon Corner then. We've got Jamie on the inside, Matt on the outside. Scuderia Toro Rosso versus Red Bull. Who's going to come out on top? Matt has the inside line, and Jamie's going to hold it around the outside of Spoon Corner. So let's see, on the inside, Jamie's still holding on the outside, still side by side. We've run down to 130R. Toro Rosso on Red Bull action. Billy in the background as well, trying to get the slipstream. Is Jamie going to be able to hold it around the outside of 130R? Will Matt hold on? Jamie on the outside of 130R tries to hold it, can't do it. Matt into the lead of the Grand Prix. Billy goes through as well. Great stuff from Jamie. He comes in eventually. He's given up, but what a fight he gave to the Red Bulls there. So kudos to him for that. Here we go for the race lead into turn 1, round the outside of turn 1. What a move! If you can make that work, not quite. Still on the outside, change to the inside. That was an amazing move into turn 1. Kimi Räikkönen-esque. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Corey's closed up, actually, after all of that. So, because of all this battling, he's in P4 now, chasing down Tom. He got passed by Tom, and now Callum's just kind of hanging back in the slipstream, just getting dragged along. And we now have this massive 5-way train as we go into the kind of the last half of the Grand Prix here. With Billy leading.
This is Formula E-esque.
It was like the one in Santiago yesterday. Mm-hmm. It actually was a 5-way train.
Yep. It was 2 teammates as well in that train, and there's 2 teammates in this train. They hit each other. Can we see anything happen between the 2 Red Bulls?
Oh, that'll be interesting. Well, Billy just holding a 0.2 of a second gap, but he's gonna be very vulnerable down the DRS section. So Matt just needs to hold back, get the DRS, and he should have a good slipstream down towards turn 1. Billy will be the only one without DRS down this straight. He's going to get absolutely mobbed. So here we go. Matt has got good red straight line speed, but again, it's just not quite long enough, that DRS straight there. So Billy holds on for now. Tom now right on the back of Matt there, and Corey just holding on in the background with Callum just holding on to the back of that Force India. Tom filling the mirrors of the Red Bull there.
Watching Tom in that first sector against Matt, it just looks Matt's running a lower downforce setting as Tom's going down the inside.
Tom, wow!
Whoa, opportunistic.
He had to try it.
Matt,
he was stuck behind. He had to try something.
Oh, Matt's going to come back at him around the outside of the hairpin. He's going to try and switch back, move on the Renault. He's not going to be able to make it done.
Tom defended that really well.
But that's allowing Billy to get away, and I don't know.
Well,
Billy's moves.
As we hear his mic get disconnected. So, well, Matt in the slipstream there.
Out. Yeah, no. Billy's moves on both.
Oh,
Tom
here we go. It's me on Corey towards 130R. They're going side by side. He's going around the outside of 130R. He's done it around the outside of the 130R. What a move!
That was close to Corey's front wing. That was an inch of being a disaster. As much of a disaster as my controller falling.
Matt on Tom into turn 1. He's going to try and do what Billy did to him around the outside of turn 1. Can he make it work? No one backs out of it. But he's got the cut back on the way out though with Tom. Bit of a wiggle on. He had to avoid that one.
But I don't see why they'd want to be battling with one another at this moment.
Yeah, Billy's getting away. He's 1.5 clear now.
Surely both of them would have a vendetta on Billy after he shoved them both off to make moves on him.
Yeah, well, Matt's still trying to find a way past. Can't seem to do it. And I think, yeah, Callum got past Corey as around the outside of 130R there, so he's now on the back of his teammate. Let's see how this one ends. So 1.8 clear now, so Billy has built himself a comfortable advantage. So this is really helping his cause as these guys are battling with each other. We have about 10 laps to go now. And in the slipstream, no moves being made just yet. So after his stop, Jamie still came out in 10th, so he's still doing well.
That Toro Rosso is... He wants an ILR. He wants ILR3 next season, but right now he's showing he's still got pace in ILR2. Even with he's slowly catching that pack up ahead. It's just I don't see why you'd want to force yourself down when you're showing how fast you are here.
Yeah, he needs to stop driving so well that he won't get into ILR3. It's me starting to look for a way past his teammate. Of course, It's me is your championship leader by about a margin of about 60-ish points. So he's a comfortable advantage. And we'll have the title wrapped up in the next couple of races. Not today, but in the next couple.
Unless, of course, you just cursed him, and he will lose the title.
Down the inside, Matt versus Tom. And Luke sets the fastest lap.
There must have been a corner cut somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100% corner cut. He didn't even take the last chicane. So, yeah, not having that. Paul McGuinness time penalty.
Probably took the same line Luke did, but wasn't able to do it as gracefully.
You can see Tom going. He's just holding the middle of the road, just defending, trying to break that slipstream versus Matt. And now Billy is now 2.6 clear. So he's doing everything he needs to do to take another victory.
Take another victory on track, but Stewart's investigation afterwards on his overtakes could see him with penalties.
Yeah. Oh dear. Tom, massive wiggle through the first corner. And I think we've just got a little bit of a train going on here now. Nobody can... Everybody's so close to one another, but they can't make the move because of the dirty air. So, well, I've got to leave you because I've got to do another stream, so enjoy the rest of the race.
Just seeing Carl make a decent move on the mat, a bit of contact between them. Well, Soup, it's been an honour commentating in Japan with you. Hope you've enjoyed your stay.
I have, but I'm going to leave you, so goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, all of my lonesome now in Japan. Soup's stay in Japan, staying in Kyoto, and near the Suzuka circuit, now heading away to AOR for their race. I do believe it's Malaysia, if I remember correctly, but I have no idea. But we're back anyway. ILR, much better league. That's why we're staying here, watching this action instead. He leaves me every time when the battles sort of stale out, and so we're kind of sitting here wondering, will anything actually happen? Will someone spin it? Will someone bottle it? Or will action actually happen once again as Flexi gets a 5-second stop-go penalty? That's a super soft strategy isn't working out for the Renault, as he must have gone like maybe a mile over the speed limit or something. Nah, Billy deserves a win. Billy deserving a win as Luke. Luke, no, buddy. No, the streak has ended. He's not going to be out finishing his teammate today. Acorn has got the better of Luke. The nerves have just settled in. New teammate. Dear, as Corey gets a 3-second time penalty. And, well, there's just yellow flags in Sector 2, most likely it was a Luke's retirement. Right now, nothing's really happening. Sort of, again, stay at in Suzuka. Not really a whole lot. Might as well get some trivia up for Suzuka while we wait for someone to spin it. Luke reminds no one of nothing on Thursday. We'll get some trivia facts on Suzuka circuit, why not? Currently your race leader, Billy, pulling a 3-second gap on second place, Wame in the Renault. That gap is ever extending, though. They can't seem to find the pace on their mediums compared to Billy. But right now the gaps are sort of just evening out. DRS isn't helping anyone much. And so we're just kind of seeing where this race will take us. I suppose massively into that first corner. But again, Japan, really that first corner and the last chicane are really the opportunistic place you want to make a move on. Degners, if you're ballsy enough. But right now, they don't want to risk everything, as it's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I can't see the splits and who that might have been. As no one seems to lost position, so it might have been Paul McGuinness, but I don't think he's that close at the moment. Ooh, okay, it might have been Liam Blade? I can't possibly know. Corey. It must have been Corey, because Liam Blade's put from 15-second gap to a 4-second gap. Must have been Corey, but yeah, because he's dropped off that train massively. It had to have been Corey. But right now, it's Flexi making a move down the inside before the hairpin on Jamie, up into 9th place. He's trying to get back after coming into the pit on his strategy. T-stop, this isn't working in Japan for him. He's going to have to try and get them points back, but right now he's going to have to charge through the pack. As it is, he's got the Matter as his next target. As we're going to be on board, we're going to be camera focusing on Matt now with DRS and Slipstream on the Renault. Is he going to try and go around the outside of the lower downforce setup is proving here. Just trying to see if he can make the move on the Renault. Slight tap, the Renault's back end goes. Slight tap again from the Red Bull. But right now that Renault is keeping second in the meantime. This is allowing It's Me now to see if he can have a look on his teammate. But right now nothing again is happening. As just seen there, Flexi has made the move on the Matter. And now he's going to be hunting for Carl in 7th. But that 5-second stop go still lurking on. He's got to remember he has got that still on. He has still got that stop go, which will probably be added at the end of the race. So he's definitely going to have to make up ground on everyone. Right now, as the battle's sort of staled out at the moment, we'll go for your for who is and where in this race. Billy in first, Wame in second, slowly and surely falling behind on that McLaren. Third, Matt 32575. Only a few tenths behind the Renault, but he still can't find a way past yet, as he is gaining actually at the end of 130R into the chicane. He gains massively in his last sector and the start of the first sector with that straight line spin, that lower downforce compared to the Renault. DRS enabled with that slipstream. He could try once again another glimpse of a move into turn 1, is if he can gain fast enough down into turn 1. Right now, that Red Bull's just going to stay behind the Renault for now, waiting for that Renault to make a mistake and see if he can make a move on him. 4th is It's Me. 5th, Corey. 6th, Leo Blade. 7th, Carl. 8th is Flexi. 9th, the Matter being chased by King MJJ in 10th. George in 11th, Paul in 12th, Acorn in 13th, and Joker disconnected in 14th. With your 3 did not finishes of Luke, Scott, and Andy. Right now, back on the action though with Wame and Matt. The Red Bull still trying to get past the Renault. He just can't seem to get past it. That lower downforce is hindering him. He could probably make a move in the first sector. He could get a better run, but right now he's just going to stay behind the Renault, try to see if he can use DRS to make a move on him. It's just not. He's got 4 laps roughly to go. 4 and a quarter laps to go to try and make a move on that Renault, as the other Renault off Lexi going around the outside of the hairpin on the Haas of Carl Mace. He's managing to make the move so far. He's still charging up once again. He's got a 3-second gap to Leo Blade. If he can catch up to Leo Blade, he can catch up to Corey. And he could still get 5th, yet subject to his penalty, of course. But if he can make the moves up, he could easily get himself back into that top 5. Right now, though, Matt behind Wame still. Once again, looking for another chance. He is closer than he is last lap. Only a 10th behind him, going towards turn 1. Try it. Round the outside. No, he's going to back out of it for now as Tongo's steaming in. Managing to keep his car on the track though into turn 1, defending for his life now the Renault for second. He wants that good finishing position as there's a yellow flag. Sector 1, sector 2. No idea who that could have been. It might have been a lapped car of Paul. Yeah, it's Paul. You can see in the left hand side Paul falling down the order. He's probably spun it once again, and that's probably Paul's disaster class. Well and truly here. It has landed in full force for the Force India, as Corey's having to single-handedly pull that team back up from the depths. It's difficult. I'm trying to look at who's a potential driver of the day candidate. So far I'm still repping here for Jamie. Impressive in ILR3, and he's impressing in ILR2. I think for now, at this current standing, Jamie is my driver of the day at the moment. Trying to go round, and speaking of Jamie, trying to go around the outside of the hairpin on the Matter. Just pounding the backside of that Williams. And he's just not been able to make a move on him so far, going into Spoon. He's just staying right behind the Williams. Can he be able to make anything on this Williams going towards 130R? But we might have to move back onto the other lead. Nope, Matt still hasn't been able to make a move into turn 1, so we'll keep out of that battle for now. But Jamie following behind the Williams. Can he try and make a lunging move down into the chicane? Or will he think better of it? He's going to think better of it for now. But just in front of them, Flexi against Leo Blade, the Renault and Haas once again going down into turn 1 down the inside. Goes the Renault as the Haas has got a bit hot-headed into that first corner. And falling down the position, but now he's coming into the clutches of his teammate Carl, right behind him, pushing him through sector 2, sector 1, sorry, the S sector. Just try, go run outside, so going down the inside of the next corner, and Leo Blade has dropped out of a position on his teammate. This time, he might have let that by, knowing he's not going to be able to best his teammate in that sector. But the Haas of Car has now gone into 7th, Leo Blade falling down to 8th, and Flexi up into 6th. That Haas did have a great first sector of lap 25. He'll want to think again on where he went wrong. But for now, another battle falling down, the battle for 9th. Jamie right behind that Williams once again. He's going to be looking for a better run at one point or another towards the end of this lap. As a bit further ahead, though, we do have the last chicane again. Matt 3 attempts behind the Renault. He's going to have DRS, he's going to have slipstream. He's going to try and make the move. As I can see Jamie looking on that timesheet as Matt's going to see if he can make a move around the outside. He hasn't got the positioning on the Renault. As that Renault goes a bit deep. There's a bit of a gap for the Red Bull. We can't seem to squeeze his car into that gap. He's going to have to stay behind him once again. Yet again for the first sector. There's a yellow flag in the first sector, though. It is Paul McGuinness. The Force India is having a mare of a race here in Japan. He just wanted to get that car to the end. He wants to get into the dining room. He wants to sit with the Force India reps and just eat his heart away. His bad luck continues. First his car getting hit, and now this race in Suzuka. It's not gone too well for Paul. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh, oh dear. Tom falling. Ooh. Mistake from the Renault, and he's given that position to the Red Bulls. Oh dearie me. Billy does look like he's slowing up a bit. That gap has started to tremble down. But both Red Bull second and third, it's just been Red Bull dominance the second half of the season. There's no coming back for it for any other team at the moment. It's just kind of been Red Bulls keeping out of it, just keeping their mistakes to a minimum. Oh dear. You know what, Tom? I blame the bottle as he's just let Paul McGuinness go by. He's realised his top 3 hopes are all but over. I think it's Bottle Josh. Wishing you the best of luck for this race has caused you to bottle it. As he then goes in comments about wanting to watch you bottle it, he has cursed you, Tom. You can blame your bad luck in this race on Josh. Jamie still can't find a way past that Williams, though, as we go on to the last lap. It's basically a Billy win at this point, on track anyway, subject to penalties from the stewards. Watching Jamie cut that last corner, he wants to try and get his 9th place off the matter, but not without a bit of a controversial last few corners. Leo Blade and Carl repping Haas in 7th and 8th. That's a pretty good finish for the Haas drivers. Looking up themselves in the constructors as Flexi goes off in the first sector. It's going to be allowing the Haas's back up towards him. Don't want to go on that curb, sir. Otherwise you may lose it even more, as Renault's are just having a disaster the last few laps. Oh dear, he's now going to be fighting to keep that position of 6th. Oh, and there's a yellow flag up ahead. It's Corey. The Force India of Corey has also bottled it as well. This is not going well for anyone below the in these last few laps. Mistakes left, right, and centre. The tyres wearing off. Though anything can be happening in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th as Leo is looking up the behind of Carl, trying to see if he can go around the outside towards Spin, get the inside line, looking to see if he can make it. No, he's going to be stick behind him for now, but at the last few corners, Billy crossing the line, catch him, winning this race. Matt 2nd, it's me 3rd, and Tom finishing out in 4th. Though the battle for 5th, Flexi has managed to get past Corey. As the medium's tyres are just all but worn out now. Carl cutting 130 out, almost losing it so slightly, but he can still get 6th off Corey. Lunges it down the inside, shoves the Force India off the track. He's got another 3-second time penalty, the Force India, and that's demoting him massively, but that'll probably get removed. A 3-second time penalty due to Carl pushing off, and that can see Carl demote further than 7th place. Mata finishing it in 9th as Jamie slams his car into the wall in celebration of 10th, getting a point for the Toro Rosso team, and he's not retired at this time round. George drifting over the line, and Williams is in the wall for 11th. Just out the points is the Salmore of Acorn, the last car on the track. He's had a mixed debut. I'm not going to drop my controller this time, caught it this time round. He's just going to go around smooth. He's lost his front wing, he lost his front wing several times. Battle with his teammate, I did see. on that side, but he's just casually driving around. He's not giving a care for the world. He's replaced Nicola, who also didn't give a care for the world. He drove around with that Sauber, and that mentality has seemed to stick with Acorn. It's been a great race. It's been full of action at times. It's been a bit of a stale at times, but other than that, it's definitely been action all around. My driver today, Jamie. It's still going to be Jamie. It's been my driver today. But a win for Billy at the moment, Matt in second, and it's me in third. It has been a good race here in Suzuka. The gap between has kind of made the drivers a bit rusty. But coming into Japan, they've still shown that they can still drive around without retiring too much. Not many retirements compared to ILR3 or ILR1. And enough action to make it count. ILR2 played the most action-packed race of this weekend, par ILR1 with their last 2 laps. But again, the last few laps still once again show to be worthy as Billy lifts that trophy in celebration of getting first here in Japan. Again, good racing all around, a few shunts here and there, a bit of aggressive battling. But that's ILR2 for you. It is the staple holder, the middle tier here in inside line racing. It shows just how much the drivers want their points and how much they want the positions. As you can see, the two stop did not work for Flexi at all, but he managed to get back into 6th, Carl in 5th. Driver of the day, Jamie. I had to give it to Jamie. It's Jamie's for all the way. But that has been ILR2 in Japan at the Suzuka International Racing Course. We will see you next week for the US Grand Prix in Kota, as we will see if It's Me can solidify his title for once and for all. We will catch you later. See you then.